Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be setting up the budget planner for the month of October. The first thing that I have to do is shout out you guys because my September 2018 budget with me video is probably my most highly viewed budget with me video, and I've been doing this for about a year. So I just want to thank you guys and let you guys know that I am very appreciative. So I'll link that up here if you never got around to watching it. So anyway, let's go ahead and hop right into this video. Okay, so we have to cover logistics. I do use stickers. I've been using stickers for I don't know how long, and I love it. If you don't care to use stickers, then I would recommend maybe highlighters, colored pencils, or something like that. Well, a lot of people, I don't think that they don't care to use stickers. They just don't want to spend their money on stickers, which I can understand that because I don't either, which is why I get a lot of them for free. But yeah, that's what I would say to do if you want to like spruce up your planner, like highlighters, colored pencils, markers, colored pens, all of that good stuff. The second thing is this is an Erin Condren Deluxe monthly planner. It is not actually a budget planner, but I do use it for budgeting. So I've been doing this since July of 2018. And if you want to get your hands on one of these, there will be a link in the description box, a referral link. You can click on that, sign up for an Erin Condren account, and then you will get a coupon code for $10 off of your first purchase. If you already have an Erin Condren account and you want to help me out or really help out my planner community, because typically that money goes back to them, then you can use the affiliate link, which is not going to do anything for you, but I will earn a commission off of that. So that's all of the logistics. I do have a monthly bills dashboard here, and so I write all of our monthly bills here. Also our like quarterly bills, biannual bills, annual bills, all of those. So we never ever are just hit with a bill and we don't, didn't know that it was coming or anything like that. So I keep track of all of that here. I do like 100% of the budgeting here in my household. My husband is 100% on board, and by that I mean he doesn't actually spend money, so all he's ever done in his life is save money and invest money. So he doesn't actually spend any. That's me that does all of the spending, but he also doesn't know like when our bills are due. He probably doesn't know paydays. He probably doesn't know how much the bills are. So I keep track of all of that, and I love doing it, and it works out just fine for us. So this is the back of that. It's a savings tracker. I don't use that. So it is actually September, but we need to set up the budget before the month actually gets here. So we're here in October. I'm going to be using the Fudget app, which is an app that I've been using for literally almost a year. I discovered the app back in October of last year, and I've been using it consistently since then. And it basically just has all of our numbers here, and this is what I use whenever I set up our budget, and then I go take this to my husband and we have like a little budget meeting, and this is pretty much what we use at the beginning of the month, and then we pretty much like ditch this as far as like for budgeting, and we then use it for expense tracking. I have a video about what that looks like. I'll link that up here as well. So we're going to lay down our payday stickers. And my preferred payday stickers are these little corner payday stickers that the Happy Planner makes. And let's see when we will have paydays. So basically what takes place is from my full-time job, I'm paid every 2 weeks, and then my husband's paid twice a month from our full-time jobs. So the last payday that I'll get is coming up soon actually. So that means that I will have another one, or we will have another one on the 11th. And then on the 4th, actually, that's a payday too, but it's not like my regular payday, but that will be a payday from my full-time job. And then one on the 25th. And then from my husband's job, so he actually gets paid on the 15th of the month and the last day of the month, except his paychecks are going to our Chime account. And so he actually gets paid 2 days early because that's one of the perks of Chime. I'll link that up here as well. So it would be the 15th, but it'll probably be like the 13th or the 12th. Just for purposes of this video, we'll just put it on the 15th and then the last day of the month. It's really going to come like 2 days before, but it's hard telling when it'll actually come. Plus, we don't live off of his income. we only live off of my income, so it really doesn't matter when he gets paid. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our bills due. So I have these cute little bill due stickers from Elaine Michelle Studio, and I have a coupon code for this. I think it's like Shay 20, Shay Budgets 20, Shay Budgets 30, 10. I don't know. I'll have it linked down below. It's always going to be linked down below in the description box of every video. So the first bill that we have is going to be cable/internet. So we'll just put 2 stickers. We'll put a cable bill due on the 3rd, and then we'll do an internet bill due. So it's bundled together, and they come out together. By the way, all of our bills are on auto pay. All of our savings take place automatically. All of the investing takes place automatically. All of the paydays are on direct deposit. So we actually don't fool with like cash money really, or like checks or money orders or anything like that. And sometimes when I tell people that, they're like, well, why are you putting down bill due stickers and whatnot? Well, these aren't reminders that to pay bills. These are reminders that bills are due and that they're going to come out of our account. And you know, with auto pay, you got to make sure you're checking behind them so they don't snatch a double payment or something like that. Actually, true story, I don't know what happened, but they didn't take the minimum. They didn't take the amount for one of our bills just recently. So I was like, why hasn't this bill come out yet? So I went in there and I realized that I don't know what happened, but they were trying to say that it was past due and that we were going to essentially have to double up for October. But I went ahead and paid it. But yeah, that's a thing too. So you have to check behind these folks. Next thing is going to be my minimum payment for my student loan due on the 4th of every month. Then we have rent. And yes, you guys, our rent and water is combined, is now on auto pay, and I couldn't be happier, literally. Then this is my favorite week because we don't have any bills due up until the 17th. So that's going to be gym fees. And then our electric bill is due somewhere around this time too. I'm going to put it on the 16th. I'll know for sure like October 2nd or 3rd. That's when they send out the actual bill. But I normally just go ahead and lay it down somewhere. And this is like a removable sticker, so I can just remove it. And then the next thing we have is my husband's student loan payment. We only have student loan debt currently, and we still have that because there are a ton of things that are going on in our lives that we have to save for. I will be doing a video about that soon. Otherwise, we would be attacking debt like we did the last year. We attacked our debt last year to get rid of credit cards and get rid of our car loan and all of that. So I think we paid off like $32,000 in like a year maybe, or like 11 months, 10 months, something like that. So now we're having to save, and that's just life because we have so much stuff. There's way too much coming up for this next year. Anyway, moving on, our life insurance bills are due. They're both due. We both got life insurance whenever we got married because otherwise we didn't have any dependents, so I didn't really feel the need to have any. Well, I had some through my job, but I didn't have like an additional insurance policy until I got married. So those both come out on the 27th. And then my personal trainer, I normally pay him on the last day that I see him of every month. And so I think that'll be here for October. And then phone bill, that's due every 30 days. And that typically comes out, it's actually due on like the 27th of October, I think, but they actually take the money out the day before, something like that. So we'll just put that here. And then is that all? Oh, you guys, we switched up our car insurance policy. We like made some changes, so now we have to pay money, and that's due on the 5th. We have to pay like $62 for whatever, so that's due on the 5th. And that should be all of our bills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, those are all of the bills that I can think of. Yep, I think that's it. Okay, so literally that's all that I do. Let's go ahead and do the actual budget. So I'm going to use a Papermate Inkjoy. So what we're going to do is we're going to do income. Actually, let's do income in a flare so that it sticks out. Why this matters, not sure, but that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to put my income. And then I will put a place for my husband's income, but I don't actually fill in this because all of his income, is deposited into our Chime account and it's saved. Okay, so my income, it's probably going to be more than this, but as of right now, I can only go with like what I know for sure because I do like to have the budget prepared before the actual month starts. So as of right now, I'm thinking, including rollover, because we will roll over money to the next month, I'm thinking somewhere along the lines of $4,850. Again, that does, oh, why did I put that up there? That's fine. That's fine. We'll put it twice. It'll probably be a little bit more than that, probably like 5,000. So we're going to list rent / water. Now, this is where I like actually talk about stuff. So we live in the great state of Georgia. My husband is from here. I moved here 3 years ago. And so our rent / water is actually basically dirt cheap. We live in a 2-bedroom apartment. It's by no means like fancy. And one thing that I want to mention just really quickly is that, like, for me, whenever I'm doing these budget with me videos and whatnot, essentially what I'm trying to do is kind of show our technique. We do an every dollar budget or a zero-based budget. It's not so much to like try to encourage people to mimic my budget, because I think that's like a misconception in the budget community. A lot of people are like, oh, I live in Southern California, my rent is $4,000, your house can't be normal. Somebody told me that once, that my home can't be normal, or blah 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 blah. And I'm like, well, the fact of the matter is, if you live in Southern California, you'll probably never see my rent payment unless you like share an apartment or a house with like 20 people. But otherwise, you have to make your budget work for you. So unless you live my exact same life and like you live next door to me and you're married with no children and you don't have a car loan or you do have student loans, stuff like that, your budget will never really look like mine, if that makes any sense. So whenever you're watching people like me on YouTube, just keep in mind that, for me anyway, and what I think should be happening is that you should be maybe trying to adopt their techniques or their style of budgeting and not so much their numbers, because your numbers are always going to be different because we all live different lives. So I just want to I just want to mention that because I hear about that a lot. So anyway, there is some like drama going on with the rent and the water. The rent is supposed to be going up. However, they have not sent me the lease or sent us the lease to sign. And also there was like some drama in September, and I got like $60 taken off of the rent. Long story short, the people, I ordered a chair because I redid my home office. They literally opened my chair in the office, like my office building people. They opened my chair and they were using my chair for like 5 days because I was out of town when it got delivered. And then they basically ruined the chair because there were like marks on it. And then they thought that that was like okay. Like they didn't seem to care at all. And I was like, okay, what are we going to do about this? So they took off half of the price of the chair for October's rent. So I'm thinking at this present time, rent is going to be something like $546.28. We do have to pay a processing fee now of $195 every single month to pay our rent online, which is annoying, but whatever. Next up is cable / internet. These two are combined. This is pretty much my husband's luxury cable. He likes watching football and basketball. I figure it's cheaper than going to games. So we have yet to get rid of this. Probably never will, to be honest, but it is $128.35 every single month. Our cell phones, this has gone up since the last time that you guys saw it, I believe, because I now have an unlimited data plan. My husband still has 6 gigabytes of data every month, and he uses like 3 gigabytes literally. So I have unlimited because a lot of my business related stuff, I'm like using my laptop as a hotspot and stuff like that. And honestly, it's probably $15 more for me to have unlimited, and I'm going to make that back, like, you know, just like that with my online business stuff. So that's how that is justified. Next is electricity. I have gone on the Georgia Power app to see how much it is projected to be, and they say anywhere from like 170 to 210. So I'm just going to budget at 200 even. It should be going down really soon, and our bill will be like $40-50 a month in like the fall and the winter seasons. Excited for that. Next is personal trainer. So this month in September, I did not pay my trainer. Okay, no, what happened is in August, I didn't go back to train for like 2 weeks after my mother passed away. So then I started back in September, and so now I owe him basically like double the amount. So that's why in September you saw like a large amount. But I'm going to pay him all of his money whenever on the last day of the month or whenever is the last time that I see him. So for next month, it should be something like $240 to $300. I'm going to budget on the high end. Next is gym. So these are like your average gym fees. I'm going to budget $19.99. Life insurance, this is for the both of us, and it is paid monthly. A lot of our bills are on auto pay because we get like, we save money, like for cell phones, for example. We save $15 for being enrolled in auto pay. So life insurance is $42.19. Car insurance, again, this typically would not be due because we pay our car insurance premium in full every 6 months, but because I'm kind of messed around with it, we do have to pay $62.73. And then renter insurance, we do have that. By the way, I always remember to say this when we get here. Everything that could possibly come out of our checks, every possible deduction does come out of our checks. All of our vision insurance and dental insurance and like all of that does come out of our checks. So we don't actually budget for that down here, but we do have renter insurance and like identity theft insurance that's bundled together. But we don't have to pay that again until next May because we paid the premium in full this May. The next one is Shay student loan. So we both have student loans. I have a master's degree. I don't know if you guys know that. Some people were surprised to know that. I guess they didn't know because I've never said it. And my husband has a bachelor's degree. So my minimum payment every month is $241.74. And then my husband's student loans, which will be paid off like way sooner than mine, because we do put more towards his every month. This is actually not the minimum payment, but this is what we have set up. This used to be the minimum payment. Now it's not, but we just keep paying that same amount because his balance continues to decrease. So that's $260.45. Business, so I have a lot of like business related stuff that is going to take place in October, so we're going to put this at $300. Another thing that I want to mention is I would consider this to be like a loose budget. I wouldn't consider us to be on a tight budget currently by any means. And honestly, what I mean by that is there are things that if we want them, if we consciously make a decision to do those things, then they're going to be done. For example, I needed a new desk this month in September, and I needed a new office chair. Well, I never had an office chair. I was sitting on this hard dining room chair for the past year plus. And like I just randomly decided that I wanted to kind of upgrade my home office. And that's something that we did because honestly, I'm going to make the money right back. Or like if we're out to eat and we feel that we want to pay for the person in front of us or behind us or the people who came with us, then we're going to do that. So there are some categories where we're going to be over probably every month because there's no limit to those kinds of things. So like if I feel like giving more during a month, I'm just going to give more, and there's nothing like a budget can do to stop me. And I'm not trying to be like saying, well, I just do whatever I want. I spend money however I want. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that honestly, like my morals and values and beliefs and like those kinds of things are always going to trump a budget, if that makes sense. So like if I feel, as my mom would say, if God places it on her heart, that's what she would say. If God places it on my heart to like give more than what we have budgeted to give, I guess, then I'm going to give, because again, that stuff is going to trump a budget any day. So this is pretty loose, and you can expect that we'll be over in some of these categories at the end of the month for sure. But business, $300. Shay allowance. So we normally do $100 every month. I'm not 100% sure when this, like, I know when it started, when we started budgeting last year. I just don't know, like, why we decided on 100, but it's never changed, and I don't really like change, and I'm a if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of person. So we just kind of leave it there. I don't know why, y'all. The next one is donation/gifts. That same category I was talking about that we might be over in at the end of the month. Right now, because I do try to budget for like legit donations and giving that I know is going to happen. So like my niece has a birthday in October, and then like some other little things that we plan to, you know, like I always try to account for, like if I see somebody who's asking for money like outside or somewhere, or like kids doing a car wash, that kind of thing. I always try to account for that, because I know that I cannot pass up somebody who's asking for money if I have money on me. This is just not in me to do that. Probably got that from my mom too, but it's just not in me. So I kind of try to budget for that, if that makes it. I just can't. My husband can't either, but he'll try to give like $5. Meanwhile, I'm trying to give like 15, 20. I'm like, well, give everything, give him all your money. And he's like, no. So he's a little bit stingier. But for me and him, we both cannot just not give, because debt or no debt, I can't just have thousands of dollars sitting in my savings account and then be too stingy to give like the $10 that I have in my pocket. Anyway, I know I'm okay. Well, let's get back to the budget. So hair, I will be getting my hair done. I probably get it done every like 2-3 months. And a part of that is because I'm on YouTube, and I try not to look like a total mess when I'm doing YouTube videos. So I feel like I should be able to write that off at the end of the year. But anyway, and then my husband will get his one haircut that he does every month. So that's going to be, we're budgeting about $100. I have booked the appointment, and I go to the same person whenever I get that particular hairstyle. So I kind of know how much it's going to be. So I think we should be good there, honestly. Gas for our cars is going to sit at about $140, which is what we do every month pretty much. And then food / dates, we are at $400 for this month, and that will include food / dates. And then toiletries, I'm thinking I'm going to start lumping that in with food, because we used to kind of toiletry shop separately, but as of late we have been kind of doing that together when we go grocery shopping. So maybe in November I'll lump those together. We'll have to see. The next category is miscellaneous. So this is stuff that we forget to budget for. I don't know why we can't budget for an oil change. We can't budget for like some of these other things, but we always forget to budget for those. This is also for things that kind of randomly pop up, like a new windshield wiper or something like that. So that's going to be $100, and we do that pretty much every month. We do try to rack our brains to think about everything that could potentially take place like during the month of October or whatever month it is, but sometimes we just forget stuff. But I think I did a good job this month. The next one is going to be, you know what? We actually need to add a category really quickly. So our 2-year anniversary is going to be in November. It's the very beginning of November. So if we actually go somewhere, we probably are going to want to book our stay like at the end of October or sometime in October. So we did talk about that. I think I kind of just forgot to put it in here. So I'm adding that now, and then we'll add that here as well. So the next one will be travel. Again, we don't really plan to travel really anywhere in October, outside of like a business type thing that I have to do in Atlanta. But you know, I live in Georgia, so it's not like Atlanta's too far, but possibly in November. So I don't know if we're going to stay one night, or I don't know what we're doing, but we're going to do $150, because that should cover a hotel or an Airbnb or whatever for one night. if that's what we're going to do. And then savings. So this will be the projected savings from only my income. And then what happens is this typically will maybe roll over to the next month, or sometimes it'll go to savings depending on, like, if I get paid early in November and we don't really need this money for anything, it'll go to savings, like legitimate savings, like, you know, the out of sight, out of mind savings account. And or a lot of times what happens is whenever we're over budget in some of these categories and we've spent a little bit too much, we will have to kind of pull that money from here, from this category. So this is pretty much our budget. I don't think that I need to set up the rest of this on camera, or maybe I'll go off. Is that cricket? It looks cricket up there. Maybe I'll go off camera really quickly to set up the rest of this. But essentially all I'm going to do is set up this side, and I don't really use this anymore. Yeah, I don't really use that anymore. But I'm going to set this up so I can track business expenses over here. This is crooked too. Everything's just a mess. So I can track business expenses over here. And then that's pretty much it, you guys. That's the end of this video. Okay, so this is the finished product. So you see 2 columns here because somewhere around the middle of the month, I'm going to come here on YouTube and I'm going to do like a mid-month check-in. So definitely consider subscribing if you want to, you know, kind of be around for that. And then at the end of the month, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do an end of the month budget review or recap. And that's why there are 2 columns. Over here, again, I'm going to track business expenses. So this is something that I've been doing every month, and it's literally so amazing because I can always just flip to the month, you know, the month previous or the month prior or whatever, just to kind of see what business expenses took place and all of that good stuff. So I've been loving doing this. So here is the final flip through. Literally just have payday stickers and bill due stickers, and then this. And that's it for this budget with me video, you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.